this fight is not as close as you think. Yeah, this will probably be my most controversial video I've ever made. A lot of fans are going to be going at it in the comments. People are going to be wanting my head on a plate, but I need to come here and speak the truth, y'all. I need to speak the truth to power. Apparently, this man is, according to Valentina and Thunderbolts, stronger than all the Avengers rolled into one. That's a pretty powerful being, especially one that's created by a human-made serum. Crazy how far our technology has advanced, eh? Ever since the Thunderbolts, I've been obsessed with Bob and his power scaling. I'm obsessed with power scaling in general. I might make more videos like this, who would beat who in a fight, all that kind of shit, because a lot of people get it wrong. A lot of people don't even know what the hell they're talking about. And you know what? A lot of people might think, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a cokehead wearing a mask, but fuck it. I decided to test that theory. Is he stronger than all the Avengers rolled into one? What happens if he fought them? And ask myself questions like, could he break vibranium? Can he take shots from Mjolnir? Could he lift Mjolnir? Could he take on all the Avengers together at the same time? These are questions we need to know the answers for, because nobody will get it right. Except me, of course. I hope. I love Bob. I'm going to make that clear right now. I do love Bob. He's one of my favorite MCU characters now. Period. And when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about the movies and the MCU. People are going to bring up stuff from the comics. Listen, I'm going to try not to veer into the comics. The issue is, Sentry is very untested in this movie. We don't know his feats. We don't know the maximum level of his power. We just seen him beat the shit out of the Thunderbolts without trying. I don't know if he has anywhere near the level of power he does in the comics. I will be referencing it in terms of his potential power, but this is why this is a very hard video to make. We're putting Sentry from Thunderbolts against, to start, the former Avengers from 2012 to 2015, okay, in the first two Avengers movies, okay? Sentry doesn't need to kill any of them. I believe this team will not force Sentry to stretch his true capabilities. For example, Cap, Natasha, Hawkeye, and Iron Man, Sentry's gonna do them all like he did the Thunderbolts in that one fight in Avengers Tower. He will beat the shit. First of all, Cap, you're done. Can Sentry bend vibranium? I don't know if John Walker's shield is vibranium. It literally moves, bounces, and reacts and has the force of vibranium from what I've seen, but people are saying it's not. People are saying it's just some other alloy that's pretty durable and all that shit. Okay, fine. I think it's vibranium personally, but who cares? I still think he can break vibranium, or bend it at the very least, okay? If Thanos, who's very nerfed in these movies, was able to take his sword and bash Cap's shield to the point where it cracked into pieces, I think Sentry, who literally has the power of 10 million fucking exploding suns. It's still crazy to me how this was even made. I think he can do it. It'll be difficult, but I think he can. But the worst part is, he doesn't even need to. He'll knock him out with one slap. Natasha and Hawkeye are not even in this, okay? They're gone within 2 seconds. Tony, your missiles in this version of Tony Stark, 2012 to 2015, your missiles, your lasers, your bullets, your plasma beams, none of that shit will work on Sentry. You are being crushed like a tomato can and thrown. Okay? Then we got the big ones, Hulk and Thor. These might pose some problems at first, until Sentry figures out he has IQ. Thor is gonna be able to hit Sentry across a building with Mjolnir. He will. Going to be shooting lightning at Sentry. Thor is very weak in the first two Avengers movies. A vibranium Ultron, which vibranium is a hard metal, I get it, but this is a literal Asgardian god we're talking about here. A vibranium Ultron had Thor wheezing and bleeding and in desperate need of Vision to save him. He was beating the piss out of this man. And this was Ultron who just took on like Vision and Iron Man and like a couple different people, right? He was destroying Thor at one point. I think at some point Sentry will be able to knock Thor out. He's going to take Hulk and fly him up to space and leave him there. He won't be able to kill, I don't think he'll be able to actually full on kill that version of Hulk. But he can just leave him there and just fly back. I truly think Sentry can do this, and he can do this without a crazy amount of effort. Thor is the only one that's going to take a little bit of effort. But that version of Thor is so fucking weak, it's not even a fight in my opinion. He will knock that guy out cold. A lot of people are going to be mad at what I just said. We're getting to more. We're getting to more, okay? 2016 to 2018, we got Falcon, who's useless, Wanda, Vision, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Tony with his nanotech. Now we're stretching out limits of what Sentry can do, because now we're adding so much fuel to the fire. We're adding so many people now. We got 2 reality warpers on the team. This is going to force Sentry to go void. And when he does that, everyone's fucked. Everyone's getting sent into the void dimension. Now, they're not dead here, and a lot of people are going to say, oh man, this is nothing, man. Sentry sent Yelena and the Thunderbolts there, and they were able to find him and escape. Bro, that ain't nothing. Let me make something really clear. They were not able to escape the void. Bob was the one who escaped the void and let everyone come back. That's the difference. They helped him, sure, with the mental health support and all that shit, but it was Bob, okay? And yeah, it's Yelena, played by Florence Pugh. She could pull me out of any freaking void. She might be able to get me to quit my addiction, my coke addiction, but the void is very real. All these heroes have so much trauma in their lives, they're gonna off themselves in that void, okay? They're never gonna know. It was Tony is, good luck, Tony. Tony, you're never gonna come back from that. Strange, you're gonna be looking at your broken hands for 2 hours straight. Wanda, good luck reliving Vision's death 50 million times until your head explodes. Now, she and Doctor Strange could hop dimensions. They're the only two who can actually live out of that, okay? So here's the thing that would happen. Okay. And remember, Wanda isn't at her full power level in this time period, 2016 to 2018. After, she becomes another level of being, don't get me wrong, but still. Then we have to ask ourselves, okay, the reality warpers could probably take on Sentry here. Can Sentry reality warp like he did in the comics? He has reality manipulation abilities in the comics. Does he have the same abilities here? Well, I have reason to believe he does, because he was able to teleport people out of existence and put them into another existence, his own pocket dimension, and build realities of their own trauma in as hellholes for them to be in. I feel like you need a level of reality manipulation to do that. The only thing is, will Sentry know how? If Sentry doesn't know how to utilize any of this, then the Void is going to be taking over and killing everything. Because the Void knows how. I think Doctor Strange, his physical vulnerability, will leave him open to getting a freaking heat beam in the brain. Which Sentry can do. He burnt John Walker's gun, like he laser beamed it. Doctor Strange, you need to have like a suit of armor placed on you before fighting Sentry, and even then it's not going to do anything. He's going to die. Infinity War Thor, Prime Peak Thor, I think he's the only one who can deal a deathly blow, because his axe cut through a full blast from a fully formed Infinity Gauntlet and stab Thanos. I think he could stab through Sentry's heart and kill him, or he could decapitate Sentry. Only problem is, I don't know if Sentry can actually die. In the comics, he comes back. In the movie, his brain explodes. They detonate a fucking kill switch bomb in his brain. It explodes, and the Void takes over, and the Void can just continuously do that and do that and do that, and Rob can come back and come back and come back. I don't think Sentry can actually die. And then Thor would have to do that before getting sent to the Void. And he would have to destroy the remains of Sentry's body. That's the only way. That's the only way. But if Sentry comes back, he's going to zap Thor into the Void, and Thor's Void would be hell. Loki's death. His mom's death. Jane's death. I mean, Jane didn't die at that point, but still, whatever. That's a lot of trauma that Thor's gonna have to be dealing with. He's fucked in the Void. Thor is so badly fucked in the Void, you have no idea. 2020 and after, the only heroes of the Avengers that are doing shit to Sentry are, and remember, Hulk has been completely destroyed and nerfed by this point. Thor has become whatever the hell he became. It's Wanda and Captain Marvel. Okay, here's the thing. Wanda is the most powerful being here. The potential of the Scarlet Witch is insane. I think that Sentry's too fast. Wanda, in order to do things to Sentry, Wanda needs to, her brain needs to fire a signal to the rest of her body. Like, she needs to make a thought. What happens if Sentry speed blitzes behind her and cuts her head off? She's not invulnerable. She doesn't have like Kryptonian skin or something. She could die. Like, I feel like if I snuck up behind Wanda, I would knock her out. I know a lot of people are about to go crazy on me. Y'all have no idea how many fights I've been in on the streets, okay? I'm just saying. But I think Sentry could speed blitz her and tear her in half before she could make the thought to use her magic, okay? Which leaves Captain Marvel, who is physically pretty much invulnerable. She had got her powers from an Infinity Stone. She took a headbutt off of Thanos like it was nothing. She had Thanos shitting himself. She's gonna go... She could go blow for blow with Sentry, no problem. Here and on paper, she should win because she was given her powers from a fucking Infinity Stone, and Sentry was given his power by a human-made serum, which somehow gives him the power of exploding suns, which makes no sense, by the way. This character makes no sense. So she should win on paper. This exact fight is the reason I made this video, because the current Avengers movies, where Sentry's going to be in, and Captain Marvel's going to be in, and the MCU and Disney is going to try their hardest to convince you she's the strongest hero, not Sentry. This is false! This is false! She cannot warp reality. If he sends her to the void, she can't do shit, and she's nowhere near strong enough to what she can do. She's gonna... Brie Larson's Captain Marvel is going to have the great emotional intelligence and charisma to convince Bob that he can escape his depression. No, hell no, that's not happening. She's gonna make him more depressed. She's gonna end herself. Okay? And if he can alter reality, if he can control his abilities even a little bit, she is so incredibly fucked. You have no idea. This woman, all she knows how to do is shoot very powerful lasers and beams, don't get me wrong. She can fly, she's invulnerable, she has super strength, she has everything. She has all the main powers in the book. But this is a blow for blow fight, not a reality warping fight. She doesn't pose as many threats. Wanda and Doctor Strange had a multitude of spells they could use. She has none of that, and he is faster than her. He is faster than her. If you have the power of 10 billion or 10 million exploding suns, I'm sorry, you are beating this person. Okay? Here's the thing no one mentions. When bullets hit Captain Marvel, they bounce off her. When bullets hit Void Sentry, they go nowhere. Because he's not there. How the hell is Captain Marvel going to have a physical fight with non-existence that can zap her out of existence too? She can't. If she had reality warping or dimensional travel powers, she could. The issue is the two characters that did, their bodies are so physically vulnerable to damage, unlike her, they will get fucked. Nothing short of a full-powered Phoenix Force Jean Grey, or Franklin Richards, who's a god, or Doctor Doom at his most powerful form, is going to beat my man Sentry. Nothing! And then Galactus, of course, too. No. I don't know who's win. I don't know if they fought in the comics. I'm pretty sure at some point. But regardless, if your name isn't Galactus, Silver Surfer, Phoenix of the Crown, Jean Grey, Doctor Doom at full power, Loki, the God of Stories, if you are not, or Scarlet Witch at her most insane peak, if you're not any one of them, you're not beating Sentry. Period. Okay? Oh, but Tony could create a god suit. Tony will be zapped from existence the moment he tries. And Sentry's too fast. Sentry's faster than speeding bullets, by the way. That's confirmed. Bucky literally did this. Bucky put a fucking gun right to his jaw and tried to shoot him. Sentry, whoop, whoop, whoop. It's not... Tony, you can't think fast enough to beat this man. Wanda, you can't think fast enough to put the right spell intact to beat this man. Captain Marvel, you don't have the capabilities to beat something that is not there. That's what Sentry to do. Sentry would make a fucking fool out of all the Avengers. Now, if Hulk was at his full prime form, and by that I mean World Breaker Hulk, World War Hulk, then Sentry might have some troubles, like he did in the comics. That Hulk has incalculable strength because of his anger. Hulk has shattered planets with punches. He's thrown a city-sized or planet-sized dragon into the moon. Like this is a guy who's punched Thor into different continents. Like, you need a being like Hulk at full power to beat Sentry, blow for blow, raw physical strength. If the Void Sentry's there, Hulk is fucked. And Hulk's Void would be horrifying. Sentry beats all the Avengers, in my opinion. I know a lot of people get now all of them together. I kind of mentioned a few teams together, and then one by one. If all of them were fighting him together, of course he'd have problems. There's just too much sensory input there, bro. There's too many people attacking you from all sides. But half the Avengers would die right away because half of them don't have anything. But in my main, enhancements. If Wanda, Doctor Strange, Thor, and Hulk are all fighting Sentry together, he might have some problems. But I do believe Void Sentry might be just on a different level. I don't think anyone can beat that except for Bob himself or a crazy cosmic entity. All right, those are my thoughts on that. If you want to know who the most powerful hero in the MCU period is that we've seen ever, watch this video over here, because it might not be Sentry. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.